What's it like after you've had a vasectomy or your tubes tied? And how does it affect your sex life and your future relationships? Physically? Zero difference. Mentally? Completely different. Not having to worry about unintended pregnancy relieves a lot of stress and anxiety. All the cream pies and no worries. I've had my fallopian tubes removed and my husband had a vasectomy. Neither of us have noticed a difference physically. It takes away the stress of accidental pregnancy. I got the snip. I feel no difference at all. I was told my semen is no longer crunchy. Kidding. No notice of any difference whatsoever. I think it much better for me because I can no longer get pregnant, and that means no more birth control or condoms, and it feels better for me and I love it. Smiling face with smiling eyes and rosy cheeks, red heart. Smiling face with smiling eyes and rosy cheeks, red heart. It's been over a year and I still have pain. Getting off more than once a day definitely ramps the normal pain way up. I had my tubes removed 2 weeks ago and so far there's just a deep sense of relief. It might reduce my options for partners, but I was always child-free, and tubes or not, if that's going to be an issue for someone, then woman with light skin tone. Shrugging. Vasectomy here. No physical difference, always came the same amount. But had a way better sex life. Women would sleep with me right away because any fear around getting pregnant, not to mention figuring out birth control, etc. Bam, you could just do it without worry. And then that got things off to a good start, and so we had sex more often. There was one girl I was on third date, out for dinner, when she brought up sex. We should talk about sex. I think we should. I will look into getting on the pill. We could try condoms and foam, but I am not sure how reliable that is. I interjected. We don't need to worry about that. I have a vasectomy. We were having sex in the backseat of my car about 10 minutes later. Best thing ever. It makes everything so much easier, and it just took 2 days on the couch with frozen peas between my legs. Had vasectomy. Sex life got much better because we could be more spontaneous and relaxed. No real change in experience. Zero difference physically, but I'm a guy, so the procedure is a lot less invasive for me. The number of people I've talked to who think vasectomy equals no more semen is kinda hilarious though. Various friends thought either it means you ejaculate a puff of air, your testicles are removed, you pee instead, or you just can't orgasm at all anymore. Sex ed is in dire shape in this country, tell you what. After 7 years my post-vasectomy pain is finally subsiding a little. Post-op, I immediately developed a hematoma. At the 1-year mark I developed a hydrocele. The acute pain was so intense I had to go to the ER. I thought I had a torsion. Any exercise or physical activity causes a sharp pain, otherwise there's just a chronic dull pain always in the background. On a good day it feels like the worst blue balls you've ever had. On a bad day, standing and walking is a challenge. Doctor wanted to cut it open again and poke around to see what was going on. I'm too afraid of another surgery making it worse. I'm just learning to live with it. 0 out of 10. Would not recommend. Not worrying about pregnancy is nice, but the pain isn't worth it. Sex can aggravate it and cause days of pain. It's literally the exact same, only now I don't need to worry about bringing a monster into this nightmare. Got my tubes tied as soon as I could find a doctor to believe I wanted it, so, about 34 years old. Life was so much better without birth control pregnancy fears. Sex is a lot more pleasurable when you don't have that worry hanging over your life. I asked them to sterilize me the day I turned 18, and every year after. Stupid doctors didn't believe me. The worst were the ones who told me they wouldn't because I might meet some guy * in the future * who could want children. That was never going to happen, because I would never date * that guy *. But somehow * that guy's * imaginary family was given more importance than my personal, deeply held beliefs about my own body. My friend had one done. The doctor couldn't find one of the tubes he was supposed to snip, and he was digging around in there for like 20 minutes. Couldn't finish the surgery, so they sewed him back up, half done, and rescheduled him to come back. His nuts blew up to the size of a baseball the next day, incredible pain, and he got an infection. But that kind of thing rarely happens. I'm sure you'll be fine. I developed post-vasectomy pain syndrome. You can read about it at our post-vasectomy pain and in my post history. Many guys are fine, but when you aren't fine, it is pretty rough. Mine went horribly wrong. About 5 years of chronic pain and generally getting shrugged off by DRS finally got another surgery to resolve. Mine was an unlikely outcome, but when the unlikely happens, it's very unpleasant. The surgery to regain sperm functionality is not always successful. If you want kids, the other options is testicular surgery, had a vasectomy. It feels different. Everyone tells me I'm mistaken. Trust me, it changed. It never went back to how it used to feel. Refractory period went from 4 hours to 40 minutes. I would reverse it if didn't have to. Go under and not before the little lady screens are less receptive. Bad golf joke.